All right, let's talk about something that I'm willing to bet you've done in the last day or so. You know, that thing where you replay conversations over and over in your head? Well, we're going to dive into exactly why your brain loves to hit that rewind button.
Oh, you know the feeling, right? It's 2 in the morning, the house is quiet, and what are you doing? You're dissecting that one slightly weird thing you said to a coworker. You're replaying their facial expression, the exact tone of your voice, that little pause, every single detail. It can feel so frustrating, maybe even a little pointless. But here's the thing. What if it isn't?
I want to get this out of the way right now, up front. If you do this, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. That mental replay, it's not a glitch in your system. In fact, if you stick with me here, you might just start to see it as one of your biggest strengths.
Now, we usually have a word for this, don't we? We just slap a simple, kind of negative label on the whole thing, overthinking. We treat it like some bad habit we've got to break. But honestly, that word, overthinking, it's kind of lazy. It completely misses the amazing, powerful process that's actually happening just beneath the surface. So this is where we really flip the script. On one side, we have the myth, right? The idea that this is just a tangled, anxious brain doing its thing. But the reality is so much more positive. Science has a term for this process, social metacognition, and it's not linked to a flaw. It's linked to a deeply active and creative mind. So what is actually going on in your brain? This isn't a sign that you're broken. It's a sign that you're socially tuned in. Let's really get into the mechanism at play here, because I promise you, it's a lot more impressive than you might think. Okay, that big phrase, social metacognition. It sounds complicated, I know, but it's actually super simple. Meta just means about, and cognition means thinking. So it's literally just the act of thinking about your thinking when it comes to social stuff. It's like your brain has its own internal review board for every human interaction. And this is exactly why it's a feature, not a bug. It means you have high social sensitivity. You're the person who picks up on those subtle cues that everybody else misses. It shows you want to be a better communicator. This is the hallmark of an active, creative brain hard at work. That's not anxiety, that's just really effective self-monitoring. So why? Why does our brain dedicate so much raw processing power to this? Well, it's because your brain has a very clear set of priorities. And believe me, understanding other people is right there at the top of the list. So when you're replaying that awkward pause or that weird look someone gave you, your brain doesn't see that as a random throwaway moment. It zeroes in on it. It flags those social cues because it sees them as something way more significant. It sees them as critical pieces of data that needs to be collected, analyzed, and understood. I mean, think about it. For our survival and success as a species, being able to accurately read people is one of the most important skills we could possibly have. Your brain knows this, and it takes this job very, very seriously. I absolutely love this idea. When you're lying awake at night, your brain isn't stuck in some kind of pointless loop. It's running complex simulations. It's working, it's grinding, trying to decode the most challenging, nuanced, and important data set in the entire universe, the thoughts and feelings of other human beings. Okay, so this is the crucial part. How do we take this new understanding and actually apply it? It all comes down to changing that internal story you tell yourself when the mental replay machine starts spinning up. And it's a simple two-step process. First, just notice that it's happening. Acknowledge it, but without any judgment. Just a simple, there it is. My brain's replaying that conversation again. Then, step 2, and this is the game changer. You reframe it. Instead of going, I'm overthinking again, try saying something like, my brain is processing social data. It's working to make me a better communicator. That small shift, it changes everything. So I'm going to leave you with this thought. What if this thing that you've been calling a weakness, this overthinking, isn't a flaw at all? What if it's actually your mind's built-in superpower for creating empathy and real connection? What if it's not something you need to stop, but something you can learn to appreciate?